have Chris Bosh. I don't have Udonis Haslam. I don't have James Jones. I don't have, to a certain point, LeBron or whatever. And what I mean by those names that I'm calling out is that those were guys that were veterans. Those were guys that he didn't have to talk to. Those were guys that knew what they were supposed to be doing and were not making the mistakes that young people make. And I just think D-Wade just got grumpy and he was just like, I don't want to take this. And Jay Butler was his man or whatever. And I think Jimmy got it as well because Jimmy's not, a young cat like that. He young, but he a vet. And he was just like, yo, I can't take this. I can't take these young kids no more, and he was just lashing out, to a certain degree. D-Wade, I would have preferred if he had stayed in Miami, but he decided to choose Chicago. It went down. Rondo's not there no more. I forgot to mention him. He's also an older player. You may have your run-ins or anything with Rondo. I don't know, but he's not young. And I think that was the biggest thing. So him going to, Cleveland, it makes sense. It makes sense to go there. He'll probably start. J.R. Smith will come off the bench because this is what LeBron wanted. He's trying to have a solid, very solid second team out there to where they can mix up what they want to do and they can change their matchups, for people and try and dictate how people are going to play versus them having to play. And when I say them, I'm talking about the Golden State Warriors. So, is this enough? I don't know. We'll talk about it later, in the season as time go on. But I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Oh, I am loving where this is going. So, LeBron, if he gets D-Wade, that's another story. Kyrie to Boston, that's going to be a story we're going to be talking about forever and a day. And I don't mind. I don't have a problem with it. Not one bit. Lopan, you got a problem with it?
Indeed.
You do? Oh, well, no, you don't. Okay. You just said that like you don't. Indeed that I don't have a problem with it. Okay, I get you, Lopan. So, last little bit of NBA news, and we'll get back into some NFL news and not any protests. We'll actually get into what's been going on the past week or so and going into the regular season. But the Los Angeles Lakers, ladies and gentlemen, is under investigation. And they are under investigation by the Pacers for tampering when it came to Paul George. So you may not have known this or you may not have seen this, but Magic Johnson went on this little TV show called Jimmy Kimmel. A few people know who Jimmy Kimmel is. A couple people watch the show, maybe 2, 3, that watch the show. And Magic was on there. Now, let me go back as well. Well, we'll go with Magic first. So Magic was on there. And Jimmy, if you know Jimmy Kimmel, he has no problem asking the tough questions, and we know, right, Magic, maybe not, they not homies, but, this ain't no just regular dude just asking Magic's questions. This ain't me asking Magic questions. This is Jimmy Kimmel. So he's bringing up the whole Paul George thing, and wanting to know how this thing plays out, trying to get him to LA and everything. And Magic makes the comment of, if I see him, and now Jimmy Kimmel did bring up about tampering too. He said, if I see him, he said, because we know each other, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm not quoting him, but he's saying, because we know each other, I'm going to dap him up, I'm going to tell him what's up, and all that stuff. He said, but I'm also going to hit him with the wink, wink, and then Magic winks. And I'm like, no, Magic, I know you just didn't do that. So I'm sure some of that interview stemmed from that because Paul George was also on Jimmy Kimmel. And once again, Jimmy has no problem asking the tough questions. And he talked to him he asked Paul George, has he talked to Kobe about coming to LA. And you heard me talk about this, and he said not yet, as in I haven't yet, but I will, about coming to play for the Lakers. Obviously, that's how everybody took it. So with that and the combination of Magic with the wink, wink, now the Pacers are saying, yo, we need to look into this. We need to try and, lose a draft pick, maybe or something like that, hefty fine. I don't know what the Pacers are looking for, but they didn't like it. And I think what happened with that is that the offers that they may have been trying to fill or get for Paul George, maybe they didn't show up because people might have got scared off and just said, you know what, Magic already got a lock on that. So what am I about to, send these folks or these draft picks to try and get Paul George, and then after a year, he's just going to go and play with Magic and play with the Lakers, So maybe that's where they're going for. But going back to this Magic with the whole wink, wink thing, I'm just wondering, and it's not necessarily, I won't say it just full-blown tampering or anything like that, because it's not like Magic actually did the act and he saw him and he did the wink, wink. He just kind of spoke in describing what tampering is, and everything. So they may have something else on, what the Lakers were doing, but Magic, regardless, what did you think you were doing? That wasn't a no-look pass. Everyone wasn't looking the other way while you said the comment. Everyone heard the comment. Everyone saw the comment. So at the end of the day, they still may get Paul George. It may cost them a draft pick or something like that. May not cost them anything. Because again, he just spoke kind of like, hey, this is what, tampering would be. Hit him with the wink, wink, the wink, wink. That's what Lopan hit the ladies with, the wink, wink. Indeed. So, Lakers, you're off to a good start. I like what you're doing. I like the guys that you got on your team. They look like they have some promise. Please don't mess it up. We need it, as much as I hate the LA Lakers. I am not a Lakers fan, but I get it as far as like basketball. You need the Lakers to be relevant if you want this thing to explode. Call it the NBA. It's great we got the Warriors. It's great we got the other teams, but if you have the Lakers, it's just different. It's just like when the Yankees are good. It's just different. Just different. The whole season is just different. And they got some nice cats over there with Larry Nance, and of course Lonzo, and Julius Randle, so they got some pieces over there. Brandon Ingram. So I can't wait. Again, that's another team, for a storyline, but we'll get into, what the Lakers are going to be looking like, for the season, when the season starts. So we won't do any more Laker talk, or any NBA talk. So that's it, for our NBA portion. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start getting into this football a little bit, and I haven't forgot about the people that's in the chat room. I'm going to hit y'all up in just a second. But before I do that, I got to take a break, and we'll come back and then we'll get into some football talk and some folks that's in the chat. All right.
Hey, what's up, sports fans? You're looking for a different type of sports talk show, something you haven't heard before, you got to check out the BS3 Sports Show every other Saturday on 2 Live Stews Radio, 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. Sports talk at its finest. Always have great guests, playing some good hip-hop. You don't want to miss it. Make sure to tune in to the BS3 Sports Show every other Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Vince Wright, the sports governor from the great state of Minnesota. Join the rest of us sports zombies on 2 Live Stews Radio. That's right, the boys are back. Doug, Ryan, and the rest of us, including me, the sports gov of Minnesota, Vince Wright, also known to the ladies as the Big Smooth. Keep it tuned here, that's right, 2 Live Stews Radio.
We don't take orders from super fools. We give them.
Go give it to you.
Any and all resistance will crumble. Nonsense. There's never been a threat.
Squad.
Couldn't handle. It is the purpose of the Squad to align our infamous forces against the powers of good and defeat them, leaving us, the rulers of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, hear me and hear me good. If you like sports, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like comedy, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like a different opinion coming from a different angle, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. So join me Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your host, Jelani J.B. Bodie. And of course, my man Lopan on the waitaminuteshow.com. Ain't that right, Lopan? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is your man, Jelani J.B. Bodie.
It's the Wait a Minute Show.
And we are talking about football, baseball, hot dogs, and whatever else, and chicken wings. You know, tonight, Kyrie getting traded, all that good news. So if you're just tuning in, we covered the clips. We covered, protests in the NFL, the Kyrie Irving trade. LeBron may be getting D-Wade and the Lakers under investigation. So we got that all out the way. I want to jump into the chat just to make sure I haven't missed anyone that maybe had a comment that they want. So I do see a comment here we have from Cedric Galloway. Sid out in the West. And I think Sid is a Laker fan. So hopefully Sid didn't get mad at me about my comment with Magic. But he said if that's all that Indy has, then they really don't want to see PG-13 in L.A. So that may be all they have. It might just be out of spite. You never know, with these teams. Mocha Bella, who is in the building as well, she wanted to just send a shout out to Lopan. So she said, good evening, Lopan. Indeed. Lopan says, good evening, Mocha. Thank you for tuning in tonight. But this football news, we got we're getting, as we get closer to the season of the regular season, which is going to start September 7th. If I remember correctly, that's a Thursday. I think that's a Thursday. We're getting to the point now where it's third week of preseason. Pretty much the starters are going to have their dress rehearsals. And also we're going to find out these teams that have these quarterback battles, who will be the starting quarterback. So this week we got two that got broken down or actually named, and that is in the Houston Texans, and the Denver Broncos. So they named their starting quarterback, which the Broncos, they just basically named the same quarterback, which was Trevor Siemian. So Trevor Siemian is now the starting quarterback. Now the Broncos do have, before I, just downplay it, they do have a new coach. So he opened up, the quarterback challenge to Paxton Lynch, but Trevor Siemian, again, proved that he was worthy of, starting as the Broncos quarterback. Paxton Lynch did not basically catch up or catch on, I should say, to the offense like they wanted. They have spent a first-round draft pick, on this young man, so they are still waiting on him. I don't know if it's more of maybe he's a few weeks away, and they just want to go with Trevor Siemian. And hopefully, Paxton Lynch, kicks it in or whatever. But I think this was actually really kind of like a Pete Carroll thing when they signed Matt Flynn and he came into Seattle, but then they drafted Russell Wilson. And now Russell won it out. He won the starting quarterback job from week one, but maybe this is what it is. I don't know, but something is going on with Paxton Lynch. This is your second season in that, not necessarily in that offense, because you got to expect there's some kind of new, offense that's going on with new coordinators and all that stuff. But the thing is, this is your second year with the team, and you've lost the quarterback challenge twice now, to a guy that You got a stronger arm, and you're more mobile then. But